Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining this great webinar that we've got planned for today, targeted with our government contracting and aerospace and defense contractor customers for both KTL and TechnoMile. We appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to showing you a lot of information today. So let's get right. Let's get going here. Okay, let's cover a few housekeeping items. Please feel free to ask questions. We want to make this as interactive as possible, but we are going to ask that you, because everybody is muted, we ask that you put your questions in the Q&A box. We're going to answer those questions at the end of the webinar and get to those. So, and if for some reason we can't get to those questions today, a KTL representative or even a TechnoMile representative will follow back up with you to get to those questions, anything that was unanswered by the time we get finished with everything today. And just the webinar is being recorded. We will be sending out a link to the recording after the webinar, as well as a PDF of the actual presentation deck and the things that we discussed today, not only so that you guys can rewatch it if you want to, but in addition, can share it with any of your other team members or anything that you want to let see this information today as well. So we look forward to doing that. So please feel free to put your questions in the Q&A box. Okay, so speakers for today are myself, Steve Reed. I'm Director of Sales and Marketing at KTL. May know some of the folks that are in the room today. So appreciate you guys joining, and I'm here to lead all of our sales and customer service and customer facing activities here. I'm going to be kicking things over to the TechnoMile team, and we've got Aaron Tate, who is our VP of Technology at TechnoMile, and Max Broom, who is an enterprise account executive at TechnoMile. They're going to be on the call. I'll let them introduce themselves here in a little bit, and we'll be doing the demo today. Also from the KTL team, we've got Gabrielle Manganello, who will be kind of monitoring the Q&A and the chat area to kind of help moderate some questions and things like that at the end. So she's going to be included as well. We do have a few slides we're going to go through. We're not going to spend a lot of time on slides. Fortunately, Aaron will be doing mostly demo of the product. We feel like that's the most productive to really show everybody what the product and the solution can do. So we will be spending most of the time doing that. So our agenda today really is to look at this combined solution between Dynamics 365 and TechnoMile's solution for contractors. We're going to talk about that, what those different modules are, and dive into that. But really, how it can result in a more efficient, cost-effective pursuit of projects. Provides actionable market and contract intelligence right where the BD capture team needs it, and the proposal teams to work on. Delivers pipeline visibility and decision support that empower companies to focus on resources on the right pursuits. So we're going to focus on those things. But in addition, it's also going to help customers and our federal contractors that both KTL and TechnoMile work with deal with their FedRAMP compliance and CMMC and NIST compliance type objectives and requirements by being in potentially the government cloud, which these products are fully supported in both GCC and GCC High, just to kind of set the groundwork for the discussions that we're going to have today and do that. So those are what we're going to kind of cover. So a little bit about KTL. So we focus on, cloud and on-premise solutions. Many of our customers operate in a hybrid type of environment. So we're working on both, on-premise as well as cloud type of environments. We are a Microsoft partner, have been since 1999. We have competencies, gold competencies in about 7 different areas. And obviously, we are a CMMC RPO, and we are very, very active in the government cloud with our government contractors. As I said, we do focus on all technology platforms within the Microsoft stack. So on the platform side, down in the lower left-hand side, just as a prerequisite, we cover both Azure and Azure Government. So everything that we work on, whether it's on the productivity or the business app side, or even on the platform side, We offer to both commercial customers in the commercial cloud as well as to government contractors in the government cloud. So we are working on, Office 365, M365. We're working on the full suite of business apps, ERP, CRM, and Power Platform. And we do have our own internal software development team to help customers with custom web app development or other types of application development and custom integrations that are required in that, both in the commercial and the government cloud. Since everybody in the room today is either a government contractor, they are either probably somewhere in the process of trying to work on CMMC compliance or those NIST requirements. We're very, very committed to this space. So we offer a full range of the licensing options in GCC and GCC High. We do that not only in Azure Government. We do Azure Government licensing and configuration, but we do all the M365, O365, and all of the Dynamics solutions. Dynamics did come to GCC and GCC High a little over a year and a half ago. So it's been a great addition because many of our customers in the GCC and GCC High space have been requesting these business applications. And it's what brought TechnoMile and KTL together in the first place. We do a full range of configuration implementation services, and we have a full range of CMMC consulting services. Actually, over to the right, you will see that we actually have 4 offers that are currently published in Azure Marketplace to provide CMMC consulting services and helping our customers get to that compliance level that they're hoping to get to under new CMMC 2.0, as well as the other some of the other requirements that customers are working on. So let's talk about what kind of brought KTL and TechnoMile together. So first of all, KTL has been a Dynamics partner for quite some time. We've been doing and supporting Dynamics 365 sales, customer service, as well as field service for a long time. But one of the things that's always existed in the Dynamics platform is that, the solution didn't always do everything that a particular customer needed it to do. So there was a very robust marketplace of third-party software developers that developed software for Dynamics that either 1, extended functionality, or 2, had a very specific industry focus. And TechnoMile has done exactly that. They have an industry best-of-breed solution that is out there that has been built purposely for the unique sales processes and requirements of federal contractors and the aerospace and defense industry contractors that we work with. Very, very focused on that. We're going to demo that today and do that, but this completely is a fully integrated solution using the great software foundation of Dynamics and the Microsoft technology stack, bringing together TechnoMile's very industry-specific solution that they're going to demo, and then with KTL and TechnoMile, we really bring together, a high level of customer service and implementation abilities as well, which ultimately equals outstanding customer success. So with that, I want to just kind of segue and then turn things over to Max Broom at TechnoMile to go through a little bit of introduction of TechnoMile and then segue with Aaron to the demo. Max?
Wonderful. Thank you, Stephen. So everyone, it's a pleasure to speak with you here today. For those of you who aren't as familiar with TechnoMile, we've been around just shy of a decade. And as Stephen mentioned, our specific focus is we build applications that deploy directly into that Microsoft Dynamics ecosystem. And they're 100% built under the lens of focusing on how government contractors do business. And so, how do you go capture business with the federal government? How do you go manage the contracts after that business has been captured? And that's what our platform is developed on. And so are all of our roadmap items. And that's our entire customer base. So if we go to the next slide here, I do want to quickly give a background on the products that we're going to demo here today, because I want to save Aaron the bulk of the time to actually jump into our org and show you all what that looks like. But we have 3 core products, and I actually like to break those into 2 sections, being the pre-award and the post-award section. We're going to be focused on that pre-award, everything up to winning an opportunity today, and that consists of our intelligence and our growth solution. And so as a quick background, our intelligence solution is TechnoMile's competitive intelligence database. sourcing information from all of the free and open databases, and we make that native. We actually embed that into the Dynamics platform, which we'll show you here in a little bit. And then our growth platform, which is our core offering, and growth, which includes intelligence, is everything from identifying an opportunity, running your corporate capture process on that opportunity, and then hopefully marketing out for a close one and all the steps that go in along the way. And so as you can see, that is deployed right into the Microsoft ecosystem. And we also have a lot of pre-built integrations that we deploy along the way for things like your document repository, your ERP, GovWin, SAM.gov, and a bunch of others. So I'm going to pass it over to Aaron so that we can get into the demonstration. Aaron, will you pull up your screen and we can get started here?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Max. And so I'm going to start walking through the TechnoMile growth solution on top of Microsoft Dynamics, specifically on top of Dynamics Sales Enterprise. And as Max mentioned, we've created a suite of tools that run seamlessly inside of the Microsoft environment to help streamline the process of business development, capture management, and then also contracts management, which we won't get into today, but helping you to really, and your teams, to collaborate in a seamless environment, source and be able to understand what's going on with your business and the activities going on in terms of the opportunity management, as well as bring in information from third-party data sources. So we'll kind of do a high-level overview of the areas in which we augment the Dynamics platform so that you can kind of walk through there. So this first one is being able to embed dashboards and reports and see other information about what's going on within your capture plan, your environment. So we do work seamlessly with Power BI as well as the native reports and dashboards within Microsoft Dynamics, and have the ability, we have multiple of these dashboards and reports that are purpose-built for government contractors. So you can see what's in your pipeline and then also what opportunities contribute to that pipeline. And as you can see, this is dynamic, so I can see specifically which of these opportunities contribute to the pipeline or dig in to see more information about that from a Power BI perspective. We also integrate with, because we're in the Microsoft ecosystem, can deploy and integrate with Microsoft Outlook, SharePoint, and then also Microsoft Teams has a native integration with Dynamics as well. So within this, let me start walking through the high level, the different components that we overlay to help streamline business development. First of all, on the account side. So accounts typically are customers. What we've taken is the approach of accounts being either customers or competitors. So customers being either DoD agencies, government agencies like federal agencies as well, or they can be vendors. Vendors, either prime contractors that you're working for or working with, or the other vendors that you may be working against as a competitor. So in this case, I'll show you the two types of accounts and how that information is supplemented within the solution. So first of all, you see Defense Logistics Agency. This is an agency we're tracking as a customer inside of the growth solution. And you can see here we have a summary of all the information about the opportunity pipeline, relationships that we have from a contact perspective, as well as potential competitors working within that agency. Below the bar here, we start to see other additional information that TechnoMile publishes as part of our competitive insights tool, where we aggregate from multiple different publicly available sources, such as SAM.gov, USA Spending, FPDS, as well as proprietary sources, contact information, which we aggregate and actually curate throughout the course of the year, from Defense Logistics Agency down, or federal agencies, DoD agencies down, so you can find the right contacts to work with in terms of those government partners that you have as customers. This bar also gives you more information about spending over time, top vendors, top NAICS codes that are being leveraged as part of the DLA, as well as giving you links out to the to Competitive Insights data lake, which you have as part of the growth solution. You get access to that information source. So if I click this contact button, it brings me out to the Competitive Insights data lake. I see the page for DLA. I also have a comprehensive view to search across a keyword search across contract vehicles, awards. We want to make this as a repository for finding recompetes, opportunities for finding contracts that have been awarded by agencies, or we aggregate those at a vendor level so you can start to see, maybe do a black hat analysis of one of your competitors. It's all available as part of our Competitive Insights tool, which is available to help supplement your the growth solution inside of Dynamics. So you can see here, I'll just do a quick overview. I've got the DLA page within Competitive Insights. Now I can see the different offices that make up that organization, from the Department of Defense all the way down into DLA and below. So if I want to, I can see contact information at each of the different tiers within the DLA. And at any point, I can also go and see which contacts I want to bring into Dynamics, so I can track them as key individuals within this account. And so if I click this, you can see I can find who are the individuals, which of the offices they work in, and then also if there are other key individuals that I want to import as contacts directly into the CRM. I can do that by one click. Click this button, brings all the latest information that our team has researched and links it into the account. Other parts of Competitive Insights are contract vehicles that are being awarded by this agency. So you can see I can look and find by those different contract vehicles the number of task orders that have been awarded, total obligations, and then also dig into those individual areas. So if I want to look in, pick one, I'll go into mass. So you can see these are the contracts that have been awarded related to DLA and the Federal Acquisition Service, and then see the number of vendors that are on the vehicle, active orders, orders that have been issued, timeline. So it gives you a place where a lot of the information that you want to find for those potentially identify opportunities in terms of recompetes or other task orders, you can go in and see by contract number and award ID, obligations, and then also the start date and end date, and filter these down to see, maybe I want to look at all the task orders expiring within the next 18 months. If I want to even see more details about funding agency, awarding agency. So one comprehensive place where you can look and find those existing awards by vendor, by agency, and then contacts related to those agencies. The other view of this is from a vendor perspective. So if I'm tracking a vendor, maybe as one of my competitors, CACI International, inside of Growth, I can have them listed as an account. Maybe they're a partner on one opportunity, maybe a competitor on another. So in this case, I can also get that aggregated view from Competitive Insights. And so I see a high level of where they're winning bids, their subsidiary information, NAICS codes, and other details inside of Growth, but also go out to see more information about their details and how they're made up, the contract vehicles, NAICS codes, places of performance, etc., so that it gives you one place to start to go and maybe start your black hat analysis of that vendor. The final place on Competitive Insights is aggregating all of the information that other competitors see about your organization. So we set this up with UEI or DUNS number for previous, for some of the other older organizations. We can put in that information and configure it here in Competitive Insights, and then you get a view of all the contract vehicles, task orders, and expiring awards for your organization. And you can even go see the details of these as well as export them to CSV. So one big data source that's included as part of Growth, and then it feeds into the CRM so that you can track from an account perspective. Now, this is meant for business development, so you have your account and you're trying to find what opportunities you want to target. This area also helps you to track those contacts. So if you brought in contacts from the data lake and you want to see who's who in an organization, what your relationship status is with those individuals. We overlay that information on top of your contacts, and you can track by perception, priority, and then also relationship status for each of the team individuals on this organization, and then also track call plans, tasks, and all other notes associated with this account. The final area I'll highlight here is being able to create an account plan. So for this agency, I've got an account plan, and I can see a scorecard of past work, the relationship, and then also any existing work that's ongoing with the account, strategic plans, and other aspects of this account from a business development perspective, and then also see how this account is changing over time. So I can generate multiple different versions of this, output it for internal review for executive teams. And you can also see budget information, who the high priority contacts are, as well as generate account plans within the system as well. So if you want to see Q1 versus the end of Q2, this you can look at the different account plans in one comprehensive view, as well as pipeline analysis to show you what's our win rate over the last previous fiscal year for this agency. What in the previous fiscal year, number of open opportunities in early pipeline or current fiscal year. So it gives you that overline pipeline analysis, so you can track as part of your business what you're pursuing, how you want to fill the pipeline, and proceed forward. The next area that I want to highlight beyond account management, so accounts can then have opportunities and then also contract vehicles associated with those accounts. So those contract vehicles are used for task order management. We'll talk about that at the end. But from an account opportunity pipeline, I get an aggregated view of the opportunities that are currently in the pipeline, as well as what stage they're in. But how do you track those individual opportunities? So let's look here. I'm going to go over to an opportunity. This is the GSA vehicle engineering opportunity. There's two different ways you can create an opportunity in the system. The first way is from sam.gov. We do have a connector where if you put in a solicitation number, it'll create an opportunity automatically, link it to SAM, and then also bring in all the latest information from sam.gov into your instance of Dynamics, including any contact information, etc. The second way is through GovWin, and so we'll go to the GovWin contract opportunity. If you have a GovWin IQ license with the web services connector, all you have to do is put in your opportunity ID, and it will link to the Deltek GovWin database, bring in that opportunity, and create a new opportunity in the system with the information that Deltek has published. Both of those data sources automatically update. We can set it on a schedule to bring in the latest information, as well as notify your team of any changes that have occurred. So you can see key contracts, competition, contact information, milestones, documents, and then other updates that have been received as part of that as well. So two different data sources that can bring in, and you can see more information about this opportunity. The third one is competitive insights. And actually, I'm going to go to competitive insights here. And you can see I can match opportunities based on, I think maybe this is a recompete of an existing opportunity. So from the data lake that we have in competitive insights, I can go link to an existing recompete. You can see this was one that was last in 2019. I can see details about which agency issued this, what contract vehicle that it was on, who the awardees on that contract vehicle are, awarding agency, and then also the incumbent as well to do more research about this opportunity without having to leave the growth solution. So it's all encompassing, keep you in one place so your teams can collaborate and work together on these opportunities. The other area here is being able to track the opportunity process and have a cohesive and a standardized opportunity process. So you have the sales stages here at the top. They can correlate. We have out of the box a modified Shipley methodology or other activities related to the pursuit and capture of this opportunity. So as you progress from one stage to the next, this is where you have standardized stage review processes and you can assign those out to your team to get help or to see what's completed, who's completed it, what the priority status is, as well as generate gate review briefing PowerPoint presentations directly from Dynamics to make sure that you can generate that and not have to spend time to manually create those PowerPoint presentations. So again, making the process of capture more streamlined and helping to make sure it's your teams are doing the more of the capture processes versus having to generate documents manually. A couple of the areas I'll highlight on the opportunity is being able to track by contact role who's who on an opportunity. So maybe you have 3 different agencies and organizations that are involved in this opportunity. Here's where you can track the relationship status for your contracting officer. Maybe they're from GSA, but then you have an executive sponsor from DoD or from Army, all of this on the same opportunity, and track those so your team has a collaborative view of those relationships within this opportunity. Another area here is being able to track your win probability. So very common thing is, what's the probability of win based on where we're at in this opportunity? And you can see this is based on gate with configurable questions and answers. And so that if you have an existing P-win calculator, you can we can configure this in the system so that you have your questions, the answers, and weighting scale that will then provide the P-win percentage for this opportunity, and then ultimately contribute to the revenue scoring for this opportunity and the forecast for the revenue down the road as well. Same thing for PGO. So 2 different ways to qualify, understand where you're at in an opportunity, and then also apply an adjusted win probability for the weightings of your forecast. The final area here I'll highlight on the opportunity is the ability to integrate with SharePoint up to GCC High, being able to track and store your CUI documents within that secure SharePoint location for each opportunity. So whenever a new opportunity is created, we generate that standard folder structure within SharePoint so that your team doesn't necessarily, they don't have to go in and manually create a folder structure. They have a location where they can upload their proposals, collaborate together within the secure environment, and be compliant with the CMMC requirements for protecting CUI. So you can see here, I've got this SharePoint location. If I go out to SharePoint, I see all those same files and folders and proposal documents and things like that that are related to this opportunity. So again, streamlined process, everything in one place, and then also collaboration within on these opportunities. Opportunities also throughout, you can track events and activities for the performance of these opportunities so that your team are all know what to do, what needs to happen next, and can follow your process. So now let's move on beyond opportunity management, and we're going to go into task order management. So you've won, say if that one of those opportunities was a IDIQ vehicle or a BPA or other types of contracts that have task orders or delivery orders associated with them. So within the TechnoMile solution, we have our task order management tool, which allows you to track. In this case, it's a line, it could be eBuy. We track and can pull in task orders from the top 25 IDIQ vehicles, whether they either be an email that comes from the government or from a portal where those task orders are announced. And instead of your team having to monitor an shared mailbox or go out to a portal, we automate the process, bring in those task orders automatically into the Dynamics system, and then your team can go in and track who are the key teaming partners for these task orders, who are the contacts related to the task order. It'll parse the email that comes out or the attachment, or bring it in from the portal in the case of eBuy, and create a task order, notify your team, so then you can go through and actually announce that to your partners. solicit their information, send them out questionnaires, and then actually choose who the team is that you want to proceed for this task order. So it's really helping to streamline that process from a PMO perspective, so you don't necessarily have to monitor email and go through inboxes, et cetera. And that we have a number of configurable questionnaires that are available. You can also create your own questionnaires as well, going through and saying, here's what's your past performance as a partner for this agency, for this task order pursuit. Please fill this out. Your partners will receive this questionnaire. They fill it out and respond back on a web page. You get a list of all of those in one place, and then you can choose who you want to proceed forward with. So in summary, growth is being able to track your business development process, who your customers are and what opportunities that you've won and are pursuing with those customers, which opportunities are in flight, a lot of government contracting specific processes for those opportunities, and then finally the task order management and the performance and execution of how do you actually track where you're at on an IDIQ vehicle, what task orders do you want to pursue, as well as which of those that you want to partner with your team members. So with that, I'll go ahead and end on the demonstration. Thank you very much for your time, and we'll hand it back over to open it up for questions.
Sounds great. Appreciate it. We've got definitely have some questions that have come in, and let me jump into some of these. I think Aaron, couple for you. I think here. Can the one of the questions that came up was about the market intelligence tool. Can it be used to help research potential teaming partners?
Yes, and so in terms of the potential teaming partners, there's a couple of different ways that you can use the competitive intelligence tool or insights tool to find different vendors of different sizes based on their past performance, based on the business types. So you can see here, if I go to the vendor screen, I can look and see specific vendors, what business types they have, whether it's set-asides, 8A, hub zone, et cetera. The other way is seeing if I want to look at a company like Lockheed Martin, and if I want to see which of the on contracts, which subcontractors they're using, I can see based on those awards and subsidiaries what subcontractors they're using, and then also their subcontractor information. So maybe that's someone I want to try to partner with if I want to compete against this company as well. So yeah, there's definitely multiple ways to find those potential teaming partners and competitive insights. That's a good question. Thank you.
Great. Yeah. Customers are putting some good ones in here. So I think maybe you touched on this a little bit, but another one for you was can the intelligence tool help us find those relevant recompete opportunities?
Mm-hmm. Yes, and so the way that works is being able to research. So there's this tool gives you keyword searches as well as by agency. You can look for active solicitations in SAM as well as existing awards or contract vehicles. And on each of these different lenses, you can filter based on what information you want to find, as well as have saved searches and search criteria. So I can create a saved filter in here by NAICS code and then other information. So if I wanted a standard one for all the certain categories or PSCs, I can go in and search by the government's categories to find those awards that have already been issued by the government, and then see when they're expiring, and then bring those into the pipeline or create those as opportunity based on the SAM.gov solicitation ID.
Great. One of the other questions I know that we have that came up that we're frequently asked is about the ability to integrate to, many of the customers I know that both KTL and TechnoMile work with, or maybe on Deltek. So the ability to integrate with their ERP solution, certainly for, potentially for growth purposes, but certainly for the GRC and CLM tool, integrations to ability there, it is open to integrate, right, with ERP and bring in ERP data.
Yes, absolutely. And so leveraging, because this is built on top of the Microsoft Power Platform and the Microsoft Dataverse, we do have the ability to integrate using the Dataverse API, and we have native integrations with Deltek CostPoint, with Uninet, to be able to exchange or pull information from CostPoint either via API or flat file, and then also to send information back to those ERP systems. We would want to, and we typically work with our customers closely to on those integrations to make sure that the right information is being transferred. One example here is on the growth side is resource budgeting and BMP, being able to pull actuals, create BMP budgets, and then also budget requests. Those typically have to go and be submitted into the ERP system. So as part of you can generate your resource request, but also see what actuals have been spent on an opportunity. For the contracts management side, typically we'll see where once an opportunity is closed won, you want to send and submit that information over to your ERP system and create a new contract or new project within the ERP system to make sure that the project is kicked off and the appropriate information is passed over. So yeah, there are definitely multiple ways to integrate with those ERP systems. We see CostPoint, Uninet quite a bit.
Great. I think you answered this question. This one came in kind of before. I think that you covered this point, but will the solution integrate with the other applications in the Microsoft stack, i.e., specifically like Outlook and SharePoint and Teams? You did show the SharePoint integration, the ability to track activities from Outlook, so that information can come over as well. Correct?
That is correct. Yeah, and so there are native integrations that are provided as part of the Dynamics stack. So within the Outlook Online, so you do have Outlook where there's a Dynamics 365 app that allows you to go in and link emails and create activities based on those. So you just see this Dynamics 365 app. We do work closely with this Dynamics 365 app, so you can open up and actually see your recent opportunities in this. You can and pin emails to specific contacts or opportunities. So that's the Outlook side. And then on the opportunity side, or the team side, there is a native integration with Dynamics so that whenever you want to link an opportunity to Teams, you can create a channel and also link those directly within and using the Dynamics side. And so that is a setup. It's using the native Microsoft integration.
Great. One other question came up. I think this one, and I got two maybe that even I can answer that I'll have here in a minute. But with the task order solution, what if there's an update to an RFI or an RFP? Do I need to log into the vehicle site to see that?
No, you wouldn't have to.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And no, that's the task order management tool. So that as long as it's from one of those IDIQ vehicles that you're on as a company, we, using the task order management tool, we bring down those updates, the information from the website, and so that you can you see the details similar to what we showed you. So that SAM.gov connector, that GovWin connector, being able to update the details so you can see on an opportunity what's changed in SAM or also changed in GovWin.
Yep. Great. Okay, the last two questions that I have, one was, can the solution be used in GCC and GCC high? We did address that. So yes, that we have customers that are on the GCC side as well as the GCC high side. So the TechnoMile growth and other solutions will work and can be added to a tenant either in GCC or GCC high. So that will work. Also, the other question, which I know the answer and we can address, is does KTL and TechnoMile offer US-based support? The answer to that is yes. KTL's team it is US-based, and TechnoMile has a specific support team set up as well for US based support as well, which is of course one of the typical requirements for us in our GCC or GCC high type of requirement. So there are US based support people for KTL and TechnoMile that exist to support the platform and the solution. So and do that. But outside of that, I think that's the list of questions. We got some good submissions there and got that information. First of all, I want to thank everybody for attending. TechnoMile team, thank you, Aaron and Max. Appreciate your being involved in including this. This is a great solution. We've worked well together on a lot of accounts and just wanted to make sure that your customers and our customers, other ones that are evaluating and looking at dynamics in terms of a business development tool in GCC and GCC high can actually see how strong this solution is. So we appreciate your involvement. Thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to working with you more in the future. Thank you all of the attendees, and we appreciate your attendance. Thank you.
Thank you all.